Yeah, that's pretty crazy. He was much of a collector, so I remember he bought all the rarest games for the cheapest prices, like on eBay or something like that. Although he wouldn't really play them as much. So I'm kind of surprised he actually is selling all that stuff that he collected. I'm wondering why he doesn't bring it with him to Florida.
He's moving away from what really called to him, what he really enjoyed, to something new. Whatever that might be. I don't know.
Now that the tournament didn't start, it was canceled, or who knows, it just never happened. I feel kind of disappointed that I spent that much time and money on video games.
Francisco would not sell his game. Wow.
Putting all my hygiene things in one bag. Because, wait, no, I should separate these. It's dramatic. That's what the opera music means.
The King of Kong tournaments was a battle between Fido and Francisco. And who's better in games?
The King of Kong's tournament was an Iron Man tournament of sorts, with a series of different video games.
Hi, yeah, sorry I couldn't make it to the interview there, but I'm kind of busy filming a documentary and my subjects there kind of moving all around town, so. But I want to thank you again for taking the opportunity to talk to me about the whole tournament. Francisco and Grover, I met them at Sacred Heart. Well, Francisco I've known earlier because our family were friends, but Grover I met in pre-K. And I remember specifically because he didn't speak English.
Sacred Heart was our middle school. I went there for 7th grade and 8th grade. That's where everybody was. Francisco, Fido, Grover.
Fido and I go way back. We were both born here in D.C., and so our parents met before we were born, and so that's how I met him.
I actually remember that first day where I went to Fido's house and like I walked into the door and then they went inside and like I don't know. I've never been to his house, but for some reason I remember I was trying to come in, and then Moises wouldn't allow me to come in or something like that. It was just a joke thing, but at the same time like, I would just be looking out the window, and they were playing some Golden Eye and stuff like that. And I remember that was the first day though, and then I think maybe the second day or a couple days after that, I was allowed in. And I just started hanging out with them.
I actually just transferred from a public school, DC public school, so it's first time wearing uniform, and first time I already had an interpretation of what people were like there. You know, I thought they would all be praying and having, like, I guess, carrying rosaries and things like that. But no, quite the opposite. They would not be praying. Instead, they would be playing around.
And I remember Francisco was kind of close because he's been there with them, but I don't think he was part of that 3 group until, I don't know, until I guess maybe around the time I came through, maybe, I don't know.
And that's where I noticed them, Grover and Fido, playing tag. So that surprised me. I thought instead of playing tag, they'd be praying, but they were playing tag. Everybody else was praying, of course, but these guys stood up from the crowd. And so I approached Grover. He had one of those, like I said, honest faces, so I felt like I could tell him that I thought what they were doing is really cool.
I met Fido, I believe, my junior year of high school. We were both in the RTC program, but we didn't become friends until maybe my senior year when he was a junior. He's a year younger than I am. But yeah, but our friendship didn't really take off into anything past just messing around in high school until a friend that we had in common passed away around 2005. His name was Dan. He was also a gamer. He was really into the massively multiplayer online role-playing games such as World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 11. He liked those type of games. When that happened, I went to the to sort of the vigil that the school had for him, and we all went to dinner after the service, and we became pretty good friends after that.
You know, I related with Francisco a lot. Um, I kind of felt like an outsider, you know, because I came from another country, so I was like the foreign guy. For some reason, me and Francisco connected pretty well. Like, we actually got closer once we got into high school years. He's a pretty shy guy, like I was. I think he felt somewhat as a foreigner, like the guy that's on the outside looking in, like I felt. So I think that helped us out, like get closer together.
Let me see, BWI. Here we go. There we go. It's looking.
Cisco and Fido were gonna get to pick some people for their team, people that they could tag in to play some kind of games, and Fido was gonna pick me to be in his team to utilize my video game skills. Fido knows that I'm pretty good at video games. Fido knows that I have a really competitive edge. When it comes to video games, I only have fun when I win, sadly. The other reason that Fido picked me for his team, I'm sure, is that Cisco picked Herman for his team. And Herman and I have a big grudge when it comes to video games. Basically, I'm better than him at video games. That's mostly what the grudge is about. Way back in the day, Fido and Herman were playing a fighting game called Soul Calibur. It's a game that I had played many times before. I was fairly good at it. And Herman was fairly good at it. He seemed to have played it before. He even seemed to have practiced. He knew how to do the combos, how to press the buttons at the right time. So he knew what he was doing. And I played Fido just to test how good he was. And, you know, I went easy on him. I tried to have fun, try to teach him a little bit of, combos, counter this and that. And I wasn't playing with my main characters. So Fido managed to beat me. And of course, Herman then wanted to play against me. And so I went ahead and picked a good character. And this is sort of where I tested Herman to see if, much like I had gone easy on Fido, I was wondering if he would go easy on me, because I had told him that I had never played the game before.
The first time me and Alonzo played Soul Calibur, he surprised me. I thought I was like that, and actually, yeah, I think he did beat me. I'm not sure, but he was pretty good. I remember that.
So when it came to Herman playing against me, Herman was implacable. He did not have any sort of mercy towards me. He went all out, as he usually does when it comes to video games between him and I. He was beating me at first, but then I realized, okay, Herman's not going to take it easy on me. He's going to beat me, and he doesn't care that I told him I never played a game before. So what am I going to do? I'm going to have to teach him a lesson.
Shit. Nah, I think he got a couple of lucky games after I beat him ruthlessly, but I don't know.
He was very furious, and from there on, a grudge just sparked when it came to video games.
I would expect him to beat me maybe in StarCraft or something like that. I think he does have skills. But like any game console game, I would be the better gamer.
We fought in it, and I probably beat him.
Yeah, when Grover told me about the tournament, I was excited. I've known Francisco almost all my life, and we always enjoyed a friendly competition. We always hung out, played games, talked about chicks or whatever.
I think it's the ultimate escape from the King of Kong's tournament. I think that him going to Florida is just him throwing the towel.
I think there was a lack of participation from our team members that we chose.
Oh man, probably because we got older. People, there are different things that people are interested in. People are occupied with time. And, shit happens. Like, I don't know. There's just a bunch of different things that just didn't work out. Back when we were younger, if we did it when we were younger, it would definitely work because we always hanged out every Friday or something like that, so.
Grover would have consistent emails where he would quiz us and reward us for answers, and later on they became more aggressive and sexual and offensive, to be quite frank. And so a lot of us didn't feel comfortable, and then when we confronted him about it, that they were too, they felt very inappropriate and mentally disturbing for us. He went berserk.
Ah, yes, the email contest. I remember that's when everything started to change.
Well, I am a coordinator for a workforce development program here at my agency, and I try to help people find employment, those who are unemployed. Yes, the job is relocating, and so I agreed to relocate with it, and it's something that I like doing here, and I like the people I work with, so we're kind of like a family, so moving there isn't going to be a problem.
One time, Francisco and I were both at UM, and we both had class that day, and the gang went to see the movie, what's the name? Munich, and Cisco and I wanted to see it, but we were in class, we couldn't make it, so we kind of felt left out because we didn't get to see the movie with them. And Francisco suggested to me that we go see it the next Tuesday or something. So I came over to his house, and when I got there, Francisco offered me breakfast, and I said, sure, I'll have some breakfast. And then to my surprise, he cooked it himself. He made eggs, beans, bacon, pork bits, some rice even, I think. It was a really good breakfast. And then we went to see the movie, and yeah, that was really nice.
No, I can't say that. Like, it's not one thing. There's just so many. There was a lot of good things at our time together. So I just remember that smile, just going to Mondays, going to the pizza place. I remember I loved going to that pizza joint and to the Fido. Yeah, it was just being there, just memories. I don't know, back when we were hanging out. It's nothing specific. I can't remember this one time. It's just him smiling around and just goofing off. Those are good memories.
See, this is all about jokes, guys. None of this is true. It's all about jokes. It's all a joke. I'm just leaving because the longer I stay, the more people can find out about me, and I can reveal things. So I've been making up all these stories so that nobody knows who I really am. And when I leave, I'm going to do it again there with different stories.